back to Aunty P's Restaurant and Yard family. Today we are going to be doing some saltfish fritters. We're going to keep it simple. As usual, Aunty P said, like your kitchen, fall in love with your kitchen. None of this long stretched out day of doing kitchen. We're going to make it quick, we're going to make it easy, we're going to make it tasty, we're going to make it fun. So this is what we want you to do. Thank you for continuing subscribing. Thank you for continuing supporting. However, I need you to hit those likes buttons. I need you to subscribe, Aunty P Restaurant and Yard. So family, I went ahead and prepared for my saltfish fritters. Some scallion, green pepper, diced onions, diced tomato, some habanero peppers, as well as a quarter teaspoon black pepper, some garlic powder, and a quarter teaspoon of salt, if that much. I don't want to use a lot of salt into this because, of course, we're using a codfish. Even though we have gone through and removed the salt content of that pure codfish or salted fish, and we're deboning that saltfish, sometimes a little bit of salt is still in there. So we just don't want to overkill this, right? But I got my scotch bonnet pepper. I have my cup and a cup and quarter of all-purpose flour, right? And I have a cup and a quarter of water. Now this is what we're going to do. We're going to combine all of these ingredients along with that codfish, and we're using 2 ounces, right? Which is about a cup and a half of shredded codfish. I'm going to put in the mix of all of this and make this thing happen. Family, I'm going to add all my seasoning in just like that, right? I'm going to then turn around and add in my peppers, my scallion, my onion, my hot pepper, my tomato. All these ingredients we're going to add in along with the codfish, right? Now, as we talk about making it simple, one step is what we're doing with this. Simplifying everything. I got my codfish already pulled apart, cooked, boneless. I'm putting it all in. Now here's where we're gonna go from this point on, right? We have all of that right in there. So there we are, family. We have all the ingredients in. We have the flour, we have the salt, the garlic, the black pepper, the scotch bonnet pepper, the salt fish, the scallion, the tomato, right? Now I'm gonna then turn around and just sort of add my water in slowly. Now this is a little different from just doing the dumplings, right? This we want a nice batter, not a dough, a batter. And to clarify, right? The batter is more a liquid form versus a doughy form, which like pizza dough. So we want a nice batter with this, somewhat liquefied in essence. So we're going to add that water in, and we're using, as I said, a cup and a quarter. If I need to use less, I'll use less. If I need to use more, I'll use more, right? And if I need to add some more flour, I'll do that as well. But we're doing this because we want all of these mixtures as we fold them all in. My tomato, my scallion, my onion, my green pepper, my hot pepper, right? We want a nice batter because we're going to drop these fritters and cook them. But while I'm doing this, I have a quarter cup of oil getting nicely heated because we're going to then fry them in a nice hot oil. I want just a little bit more water in this because I want a nice flour be bent. Now I am doing this with less, as it is more, it seems like more ingredients than flour, because I want to taste the flavor of my codfish. If it seems like I have more ingredients than flour, yes. When you're eating a fritters, man, you want the fritter, you want to taste the flavor of the fritters. The flour is really just to hold it together. You know, you eat some fritters from some people, and my God, you wonder where's the codfish, you wonder where's the spice, you wonder where's the veggies. But this case, I just want some nice, hearty fritters, and I want my just like that, where I'm able to drop it in my frying oil and it separates just like that for me, right? So everything is nicely uniformed in here. It's nicely folded, right? And I'm telling you, this flavor is waiting. It's waiting, it's waiting, it's waiting. So that's what we're going to do. As I'm going to check my oil to ensure that it's nice and hot. And we're going to do this thing. So see the family, I told you the trick in it. If that flour dissolves, immediately you're good and ready. So I'm going to turn my heat down to just a medium heat. And then I am going to scoop batter. And we want it to be a nice thin layer. Not too thick because you want it to be nicely cooked out. So we're just going to drop it in. Nice. The greatness about these fritters is once you put them in, they sort of create their own identity. Not every fritter is going to look the same. They sort of generate their own identity, right? So we're going to do that. We're then in turn going to allow them to get a little crispy, and then we're going to turn them. So as we cook them, family, as we cook these fritters, right? We want it nice and golden brown on both sides. As I said, you don't want it super thick. Now, if you put it in, if you put your fritters in and you find out that they're a little too thick, you can always sort of press against them and smash them out. Now, be mindful, because you're doing flour with all these ingredients, if you're not doing it with the right temperature, all that dough is just going to saturate all that grease or the oil. So you definitely want to make sure that you do it a bit on the thin side of it all. Wanted a little bit of the crispiness, but yet not too crispy. Want a little doughy, but not too doughy. You got to find that perfect texture for which you desire. And in doing so, the best is by doing less in size. It allows you to get the right texture internally. So you just sort of flip them, allow them to go a few minutes each side, get them nicely cooked, and then you remove. And as you remove, you add some more until your batter is done. So as I said, family, if you ever put it in and you think it's a little too thick, you can always sort of press it out on one side, and that way the uncooked side will then turn around and form and thins out your batter for you. And then you get this nice, thin, crispy option of a fritter, right? There it is. There it is. Simple. Takes about 15-20 minutes based on the quantity of how much of it you're doing. But it's an easy fix. It's almost all-in-one. These fritters can be had whether you want to have it for breakfast, you can have it for dinner, you can have it for snack. Because it has the protein, it has veggies, it has the starch. So in essence, even though you're frying it, it's almost like a complete balanced meal, all in one job. Nice, spicy yet flavorful saltfish fritters. Look at that, beautiful golden brown, lovely, simple, tasty, and delightful saltfish fritters. Love you, boo-boo. Fritters. You don't even need a sauce for this. Tastes so good. Trust me, you don't need nothing else with it. Tastes so good. Ask your grandparents or your family about some fritters. Look at this. Done. When I said done, look at that. Wonderful.